So coming back in to the group and coming back together again. Um, we've all been practicing tuning into our awareness of being, right? And spending time not thinking. And the goal is to not to slip away from your active thinking mind. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that um, tonight. A little bit of a review, but also a little bit of new stuff. So uh, we talked about this before the holidays of, uh, you can call it meditation. We're going in and tapping into our awareness of being, which is not um, our brain, and it's not um, our thoughts or thinking mind. Our awareness of being is our authentic self, and our awake awareness of um, being alive doesn't require us to um, validate everything that's going on through our thoughts. And so when we can, and that's when I said, if there's no problem to solve, what is there? What is there when you step away from the thoughts in your mind and the problems that it's trying to solve for you, because we've given it this task to do all these things for us, when really the function of the brain is to work with our awareness. But we don't need our thoughts to have an intelligent and productive life. We don't need to validate what we're seeing and experiencing with words from our brain, right? So learning to be in our awareness without the thinking mind will open and expand our boundaries to see more and to learn more and to become more aware of our authentic being and move through life in our awareness and not in our thoughts, because we were created to live life through our awareness of being and to evolve into a loving awareness where we are observing um, our body and our life, and we're observing what is happening all around us. We don't have to have a conversation about it inside our head, because we really have gotten so used to uh, you know seeing something and then checking in. Oh, yep, that's a beautiful sunset, or that's a pretty whatever, or ooh, I feel good today. We can be without talking about it. And when we're not talking about it, it's more quiet. And we can become more aware of what else is there for us to see and notice, right? What else is there? So in our process of evolution into becoming more and more our awareness of being without thought, and our awareness of being uh, inside our body, and our awareness of being outside our body, observing our body, um, we begin to stretch the boundaries of what we think we know. And we begin to listen with our inner ear, not necessarily our sensory ear, right? And we begin to hear a different conversation, and there isn't so much talking about what is and what we see and what is obvious, right? There's more room for what does our knowing awareness see? What does our knowing awareness know? And how in looking at our life, or looking at what we're doing or our goals, we can see it through our awareness of being, which is not limited by our thoughts and experience. So there's really less boundaries in our awareness of being, and we begin to look at our life and look at our desires, look at our goals, look at our plans, and then we're able to see them more objectively and see them as in what else is there and what more is there. Because the growth process that we are going through to become more and more our awareness, more and more our authentic being, and less our past, present, and what we project into the future, um, then we begin to see uh, what more there is for us, and our evolution, our job is to evolve and evolve and evolve and evolve while we're here. So we're never arriving somewhere. We go through places of life is super great. Right now, everything is wonderful. And then we go through patches where we're really growing and we're really being challenged to do some work to evolve, and do some work to move our inner self uh, and our perceptions, etc., past where we are into what's more for us, right? And so we're on a you know, if our life was a map, we're on a road and we're going through varied terrain all the time. We get, as time goes by, we get to be um, more and more in our unaffected by um, the things that are happening on the road. We're more participating. This is an opportunity to do some work. This is an opportunity to evolve past where I am. Uh, you know, what do I see in front of me? What is it saying to me? Like the events in our life are opportunities, their voices speaking to us through um, eternity to get us to move and grow and evolve and let go of what we of controlling what we think is really so important, and really challenging what we've been taught and how we've been taught to move through life. Because, you know, moving through life, controlling stuff, or moving through life, uh, wanting to, having to know everything, or thinking, oh, I have um, an idea of what it is I want to do. Now I'm going to take a whole bunch of action, and then we're not stopping to say, is this the action I need to be taking? Is this the, you know, the path I want to be going down? Because we're have now fallen back into our thinking mind, and we're looking at our experience from the past and our ideas about the future to make the decisions about today, when the entire time our neutral um, awareness is within us and all around us, and available to um, so that we can see more expansively, we can hear more clearly, and we can participate more completely in our life as we evolve along. Um, so uh, there's resistance against the stuff that's happening, and or there's you know, there's just an awareness and getting on board and moving through with it. Um, Oftentimes, you know, um, there's a lot of growing that we do. You know, we're challenging our belief systems, and we're challenging our concepts of who and what we are and how we fit in the world, and really nailing down, like, what is it um, that I really love, you know, and as humans, and how we've been raised up in our culture and stuff, as we're like, this is what I like, this is what I'm going to do, boom, and then we like, oh, stake in the sand, and we start moving and building around that, when when really maybe that's not it. Really, maybe we need to be a little more fluid and liquid around it. We can move in that direction, but be aware of the changes as they're coming along and our evolution as it's happening. So I find that when I am in my awareness of being, I am less concerned about anything at all. And because that's really our highest um, energy, that's our highest place of living. Um, that's where we're more aware of the attributes of our divine nature. And we're not fitting our life into these packages that we see or been taught or that are happening all around us. So our journey on earth is growing, and we have work, each one of us, to do, and only we can do our work, right? And so looking inside, am I lining up everything into my thoughts? Am I checking in with my thinking brain all the time? Or am I in my awareness? Am I in my awareness and open to what else is here for me? What else is here for me now? Um, it's like we talked about before, you can be in your awareness of being and even observe your body from outside. And you don't have to have thought to do that. You don't have to have the thinking mind. Like we're putting just so much emphasis on our brain and the thoughts that we're having, that learning to separate and learning to be without the thought, then you can observe and see and move, and have an original thought maybe. So that's my recap. um, just really feel like it's important to challenge everyone with the continued growing, and that the plans that we make are exactly that, the plans that we make. And they may or may not be, they may be a little bit part of the plans that are there for us, or they may not be at all, or they may be a lot. It's being open to um, evolving ourselves into the highest and best for our life, uh, all the time, day by day, week by week, and getting used to there's a lot of time, because there's no really time in the universe. Time is our thing, but oftentimes there's time that goes by without action. And I found that that's a really valuable thing to get used to. um, Observing ourselves without action to do. And the action that we're doing is being, right? Setting our intention, having our vision, being open to seeing something different for our vision, and working in tandem with the universe and in our process. And we'll be surprised. So that's my welcome back. You can unmute if you like and comment, or not.
I really enjoyed that, Audrey and
Claire. I know it's you.
I really like the part that you brought up about resistance. because this year I question anything that I'm resisting, even if it's like a very small thing, and asking myself why, and trying to be, I don't know if my dear friend Naja is on this call, but he once said to me, be like water. So I like that. Thank you.
I'm with you.
Oh, hi.
I think it's to be reminded again, because a lot of times, even though we may be trying to practice it, something goes on and then it just flies out of my mind. And after 3 weeks, it's like, oh, that's right. That's what we've been doing, haven't we? And we haven't. So I like what you said, Claire, about challenging yourself and asking why you're resisting. That's a really good way of kind of getting back into it, or just thinking about what it is that we really are saying or what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that, Claire.
Hi. Thank you, Dawn. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Our life is the most important job we have. I don't know what else we think we're doing that's so important.
Somebody else's life.
If we'd stop every day and be like, this is the most important job I have. You know, how am I caring for myself? Am I feeding my soul? You know, seriously feeding it, not, you know, dropping in for a minute or, you know, reading your quote for the day or something, but seriously feeding your soul, opening pathways. Food for the soul opens pathways to a deeper existence. It motivates.
Does that include crab and steak and filet from Russell's? Because I do like me some surf and turf. I'm with Kenny on that.
I'm serious. Like, we have to be as serious about our journey as we are about other things. We have to be that important to ourselves, because the expansion within your soul and in your spirit is the gift for you, and it lifts you up into the next place. And the people that are positioned to receive something from you will be able to receive it from you, because you will have expanded yourself.
Audrey, can you expand upon the part, if you have time tonight, about not taking action and just being? Like, can you dive a little bit deeper into like what that means?
So, yeah. So our way of being typically is, if we have an idea, then we want to take action to bring it to pass, right? If we have a concept of, I want to do this work, then we think, okay, now I have to take all these steps that I've been taught I have to take. Where the inspiration that comes to us from within doesn't require us to take action immediately. It's like oftentimes we're to ruminate on what we're getting from within and to spend time chewing on the concept or chewing on the idea of the vision, spending time living in the presence of the revelation without doing something. And oftentimes, if it's very necessary for us to get a bigger and broader picture, there will be nothing that will work for you when you try to do it. And you will find yourself unable to move yourself forward, because what is needing to happen is to spend time with the concept, spend time with yourself. What about this is interesting to me? Because everything that is happening is to move us forward and to elevate us. So sitting, oftentimes we have an idea, we receive an idea or a vision or something in our meditation and in our life as we're going along, and we're like, wow, this seems like a really great idea. Our brain is like, let's go do something, right? No, oftentimes we want to be in the thought, be in the revelation, be in the idea, and ruminate on it, chew on it, ask questions, spend time and let it develop and marinate within your spirit, within your inner self, and then let it evolve. Because we act like the universe is powerless to do anything for us except give us a thought, and then we have to run off and prove our value by doing it. And in actuality, everything that we need is going to come to us. It will find us. The people will come to us. The doors will open in our life. And pushing and pulling on our part is just what we've been taught. And so we do it and can be frustrated. We can get some results, but maybe they're not the results that were here for us, right? Or maybe there will be no results and it will be frustrating. Or maybe, then you'll get results and you'll think, oh, I'm getting results, so this is the direction I need to be going. And we'll just run off and do our thing, right? We're still going to be, we're not missing anything except that we're going to end up coming back and spending some time on it later. So, but getting used to not jumping and doing, but being in who we are, being in those thoughts, being in those visions that we get, those dreams that we have, being in those moments for a while until we have extracted out of that, allowed the vision to expand, observed it through our awareness of being without our thought, without the conversation of our mind, which is more limited. Then we are now participating in a conversation about our life, right? And then as we become more clear then about what it is we're doing and where we're going, then doors open and stuff. And so it's a we're participating in our life moment to moment. We're not receiving instructions. We're in a conversation. We're in a partnership. It's a team sport. So we're not given a set of instructions we need to run off and do and check back in later. Like, this is our life. 24/7 is our life. It's our life. This is it. Right? And we need to make the investment in it as the precious gift that it is, that's been given to us. Spending time being without doing, being and looking, observing, without deciding we know already, because that there's no conversation then, there's not a back and forth and a we're limited all by ourselves by what we have been taught, what we've learned, what we've experienced, what we've seen, right? So that's all we know. There's so much more for us. So beginning to move away from jumping to the conclusion and opening to what more there is for us allows us to expand under the guidance of deep unconditional love. So it's learning to be in quietness with ourselves without talking, without running everything through our brain.
Thank you.
Was that useful?
Yes.
There's so much more for us than we could even conceive. We have to open to it and be quiet. And allow the loving awareness around us to speak to us and guide us, right? And participate in our process. I mean, it's never ending. We have to put ourselves first. We're supposed to. It's when we're the most effective when we put ourselves first, because then we're growing. So, suppose you all want to meditate.